All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to this episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. I'm Jimbo, and today I'm excited to have a first, really, and after 700 episodes, that is really hard to come by. So the first is we have the youngest detailer, the youngest person, really, to ever be on the podcast, and that is Walter Watson with Oak City Auto Detailing. So Walter, I'm not going to say your first and last name anymore because I get tongue-tied, but Walter, thank you for coming on to the Auto Detailing Podcast.
Thank you for having me, man.
And Walter, you're welcome. I'm super excited. I told you that before we started recording, but I really am. Walter is 14 years old and started a detailing business. So, Walter, take us back to, are your parents business owners? Why did you want to start a detailing business? And what was kind of the motivation behind it?
My mom is a business owner. She has her own practice, but that wasn't really the motivation. I just always, I kind of always wanted to be my own business owner. I didn't really like the idea of working for someone else as a kid. I didn't want to work at McDonald's or put stuff in the fryer at Chick-fil-A. So I just stumbled on detailing on YouTube, and it's been going from there ever since.
Decided to go for it. It's interesting. I had that feeling too. My dad owned his own small business in my local town, but he, I don't know how much of it was me seeing that as a kid, but I always had that feeling too of it's almost very hard to put into words, that feeling of I can't go work for someone,
Yeah.
It's just impossible. How did you stumble across detailing though? Was it, were you looking at any type of service? Because I know there's on YouTube, there's some lawn care guys that are younger that are doing it with their scooter, and they have a trailer with their scooter and stuff like that. So was it kind of a progression of stuff, or were you always into cars and so you thought, maybe cleaning cars? Was it what was it about detailing?
So I was always into cars. I always liked cars, but I wasn't necessarily good at cleaning. I always cleaned the family minivan. I can't say minivan. Minivan.
Yeah.
That was part of my
Walter
chores.
Watson. Yeah.
And I just kind of got good at the interior. I was probably 6 then, so I couldn't even reach the top. So my brother did the top of the car to wash it. We ruined that thing. We used Terry Clausen dish up, just cut right through there clear.
You're only 6, man. Give yourself a break. You didn't know.
My dad should have gotten me. He should have been. Yeah. He should have been on YouTube. He should have
on
got
YouTube.
Some
Yeah,
nice
YouTube was
washing
around,
racks.
Dad. Yeah, come on, Dad.
Come on, Dad.
Come on, Dad. YouTube was around then.
But I think I was watching, the top 7 side hustles for teens on YouTube, kind of those clickbaity videos. Mm-hmm. And I stumbled on detailing, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like cleaning cars. So I just started searching and looking into the YouTube University and Wilson Auto Detailing on 4 Cups Coffee, and then you had
dude, I just was texting Luke. Was it yesterday or the day before? Because one of his videos popped up, and he's such a good dude. And I was like,
yeah.
I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he does have a lot of energy.
Yeah, he has a lot of energy. That's one of the things I like about him. He just keeps going. Wilson Auto Detailing, Chicago Auto Pros, Oscar. Yeah, just some of those. I started with $500 I think I'd saved up from doing working around the neighborhood, doing chores, birthday, Christmas, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Bought some basic tools and products, and just started with interiors, and then I slowly geared into the more exterior realm of things.
Because you're in North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
I think I looked up your website, and for those listening, and for you, Walter, you have a great website. It's
Thank you.
I love that you have your hours on there. I think I honestly think detailing is one of the best ways for people to make money in general. Obviously, there's tons of guys that have made a career out of it. But honestly, when you, like you said, when you compare, detailing to working at Chick-fil-A or working at McDonald's or whatever, those were always my backup plans. I felt like I could work really hard and go to McDonald's and become a general manager or something. If, owning your own business didn't work out, but that's always going to be there. You know what I mean? So why not try it out? And I really think when you think about your availability are you in high school yet?
Yeah, just started freshman.
Yeah. So, of your availability of being a full-time student, when you could work, if you were to go work at Chick-fil-A or whatever for, I don't know, $12 an hour or whatever it is now,
with taxes.
it's pretty rough to make, some money. But if you could work in that same amount of 4 or 5 hours after school to do a detail and make even $100 or $200, that's significant compared to going and working at Chick-fil-A and then having to put on a uniform and all that, right?
Yeah. The wealth, has the amount of money that I can get from that based on a job has definitely been a plus. I have to credit mostly all the clients I get, all the website design to his name's Eric. I found him and met him in a Discord detailing group, and he helped me with SEO, web design, client acquisition, all that stuff for completely free. So,
wow,
props to him. So I don't know where I'd be without him.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. How are you getting your clients in? Is it from just straight SEO?
SEO mostly. I did a little bit like at the beginning when I was like 12 or something. SEO was not like an option. I couldn't pay $200 for a website. My parents don't want me on social media and stuff, so I did like Nextdoor. I'd post on there. So
yeah, like I call that like hyper local stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just really, which I honestly think is the best way to start and grow a business, just really immersing yourself in the community. And kudos to your parents for keeping you off social. I have 3 kids and I'm trying to do that too, but it's not easy. So
it's definitely not.
Are you you're completely off all social media?
I watch like YouTube videos and stuff, but no Instagram, no Facebook. Probably gonna eventually dive into that, but
yeah,
they're like, no. So like, all right, what else can I do?
Well, the website's probably working too. So what is a typical, first of all, what age did you start this business then?
I was 12.
12.
Like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Do people, when they land on your website or they call you or email you to contact you to get their car detailed, do they have any idea? I guess I didn't scan your website that much to see if you have a picture on there or not, but do they have any idea how young you are?
I'm gonna make it about us, but I know they if they land on my website organically, they do not. If they land on there through Nextdoor, they do. But organically with SEO leads, age, I haven't had a problem as long as I do a good job, which most of the time I do.
Yeah, totally. And opposition is good. I started at 19 years old, but and in the beginning I had a lot of opposition, mainly because frankly I was white and a lot of people in my area expected like a Hispanic person to show up, and so a lot of people were surprised by that. And actually it started to not work in my favor either, where people like weren't sure, or they thought it'd be too expensive, or just a lot of opposition because of that. But are you coming up against any opposition because of your age, or like do people not any trust issues or anything like that you're having to overcome?
So at the beginning of the detail, like the first couple of people I got from SEO, they were like, "Oh, it's a kid, huh?" But after they see the job, they're like, "Oh, he did a good job. It's okay." Mm-hmm. So the website definitely helped before I was sending these long texts, because people were like, "Oh, I thought you were just a kid with some terry cloth, some dish soap, and a bucket. Mm-hmm. Why are you charging a couple $100 for a detail?" And I'm like, and I have to send these like long texts explaining the process, why we charge. So that's where the website comes in. I've done things like I've read books on like They Ask You Answer, which is basically answering all the questions on your website with blogs, and that's really helped too. I've noticed that the more pages people view on my website, the higher percentage the booking forms actually book.
Interesting.
So that's been huge.
That's a good tip. So you'll take because a lot of people have like a FAQ page or frequently asked questions. So you're taking the questions that you get a lot and then turning those into blog posts?
Yeah, and it's not AI. Like a lot of people use like the ChatGPT blog posts and just SEO them, but sure, you're getting some traffic from it. That's probably not going to convert into leads because you're not writing a compelling article and giving them a bunch of stuff and trust. Like, even if you're writing about, here's the best I've had some people ask me, "Hey, I haven't polished yet. I haven't gotten even a DA yet. I'm going to delve into that later, but right now I'm just keeping it low and profits high." So people ask like,
it's the goal of business, my man. Never forget that.
Yeah.
Keep it simple with high profits. Yep.
Yeah, people are asking like, "Hey, I have water spots on my car." I'm like, "Yeah, I have water spot spray," but I don't think that's gonna work because that's like one thing you might have to do.
It might.
Polish.
Try it.
Yeah, it might, but I can't guarantee it. So that's the thing. So they're like, I'll have to refer them, but the thing is, I have a list. I have a blog of the best car detailers in my area, and the people are like, "Why didn't you put yourself on there? Why are you doing this?" But the thing is, the people are coming to my website for that. They'll like, wait, he did this? Why don't I check out his website a bit more? Why don't I see what else he offers? Oh, this is a blog on how car detailing is priced. This is a blog on how long it takes to get your vehicle detailed. And as they go through that funnel, they'll gain more. I'll gain more and more of their trust, and therefore that might lead to them booking. Conversion rates are the thing I've had the most trouble with because I'm not mobile right now. I can't drive, and everyone else is. But I definitely have seen an increase after I implemented those blogs. Those were huge.
That was going to be my next. That's a great tip, honestly, for any detailer to do that. And it probably helps with price shoppers as well, because the more information and the more, like you said, the more informed that potential customer is, just the less opposition and all that. So are you having them bring the car to your house to detail, or how are you doing that currently? Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing it to me. I just finished driver's ed, the online part and the lessons. So in a year, I can get my learner's permit in about a month, and then after that, I'm gonna get a buddy from who goes to my high school, and we're gonna dump all the stuff in the back of my brother's 4Runner, and just go for like 4 or 5 hours after that, and stop and have dinner somewhere.
Totally. You know what's super cool about that though is that you're building up this, not only this like SEO portfolio on your website for your local area, but you're also getting clients, and it's like, man, by the time you can drive and get a car, you're going to have like a legit full-fledged business going with, making way more money. It doesn't sound like money's your end goal, but it helps, but you're going to have a very nice, income coming in from this mobile detailing business that you had been, doing for 4 years already,
Yeah.
What do you want to do beyond? Do you want to like grow your detailing business, get a shop? Are you unsure? Do you want to become a doctor? Are you just having fun right now? Like, what do you? And you'll just see where it goes.
Sort of. I really like the business side of things. I really like marketing. I really like web design. I like SEO. Like I was looking into things like SMMA. You more marketing things like that, but I can't sign a contract, so I can't do that yet. I think this is a great vehicle for that skill, and it helps me develop customer relations, marketing, how to SEO, like that's one skill, and then later down the line I can do that. I will definitely probably scale this business. I just don't know if I want to do have you seen Miranda Detailing, where he just does he comes to the garage and they just do ceramic coatings all the time, and there's low volume but high ticket, or you could do like Alan from Go Detail, where he's doing low ticket but high volume. So I just don't know which path I want to take it yet. I'll have to think about that.
And I don't think there's any rush for you to find that out. But I think, you're doing one thing that I see a lot of detailers struggle with, and they don't put a big enough emphasis on the business side of it. They haven't made that like connection and that thought of like, let me take all these questions that people are asking and write quality blog posts about them, right? Like that, it's the simple things like that aren't so simple, And so I think that's really cool. And I could see kind of your face lit up when you started talking about blog posts and SEO. And I'm like, I think he's going to be more into the business side of things than that. What are the services that you offer now? So say I'm a potential customer. I say, Walter, I want to get my car detailed. What does that process look like for you?
So most of it's on our website again, but we offer we're not doing coatings yet, no polishing. It's just like wash and wax, but that's a clay iron decon, wax. It's like Just Car Pro Lock, Power Lock. So it's still pretty nice sealant. It's not like it's not like some random Walmart wax, but it's pretty good. And then for
some of those Walmart waxes are good, man.
Yeah. So the minute wax, wax, I got that changed because we did We our second like highest tier exterior package is like a decon wash where we'll clay it, iron decon, and then we'll do like a spray on sealant instead of a full on wax. Less of a shine, but still gets all the stuff off. And we'll offer just a basic hand wash. And then for our interior, we have 2 interior packages. One of them is like your basic vacuum wipe down sort of thing. And then the other, we have a full interior where we steam, we extract, we scrub, we condition the leather, all that stuff. So, yeah.
It's honestly, I'll link up, if you're okay with it, I'll link up your website in the show notes for people to peruse. But your website is really impressive, honestly. And a lot, even, above the fold, right when you land on it with the big red button, say, start your quote, driving people to contact you, fill out your form. Your form that you have people check out is very detailed. And yeah, it doesn't, there's a lot for people to learn from here. I haven't watched this video that you have on it, but I love that you have a video. What is that video about?
It's just like, I'm going to get more into like, I really like what Oscar has where he sits down and he talks about it like that. Right now, that's just to like boost SEO. It's like a cleaning montage, but it's still kind of, like the satisfying detailing videos.
Yeah.
But, I should change that to where it's more sit down, talk, but yeah.
But it's giving people a preview of what you offer, how you can offer it, and the level of service that you offer, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And then, I see this. You have it really nailed down with your SEO, with your locations that you're pointing out. Lots of pictures, before and afters. And those pictures you're just taking from your phone, right?
Yeah. I have a cracked phone with the back and scratched on the front. So you can really do it with anything. Like, I'm going to buy a new phone for my birthday to start making content. I want to make content on YouTube for, like, other teens to start their service-based business. It doesn't have to be detailing, but, like, grow SEO, stuff like that.
Yes.
Again, I really like what Oscar has done with that. I didn't buy his course. Luckily, my mentor came at the right time and saved me $600.
There you go.
But yeah, that would be cool if I could do something like that down the line too.
I think there's such a big opportunity in that too for you as well, because there's got to be handfuls of people like you that are going, man, I just getting a regular job and working by the hour just doesn't seem to be, the right way to go, the right path, so to be able to see someone else like you who's their age doing it, and has been doing it, and you have a great opportunity to do it. I thought I had a great opportunity when I started at 19 because I lived at home and didn't really have any bills. My biggest bill was like my car payment. I compare that to the bills I have now as an adult with kids, and it's like, man, it really is the time to take a risk when you're, you don't have much to risk, I mean, compared to later in life. So, and I really feel like you're going to be so much further ahead. What do your parents think? Do they encourage you? Do you bounce ideas off them to grow your business about SEO? Are they kind of like, do they think about SEO like that too, to grow their practice, or?
My mom.
What are those conversations like?
My mom. I definitely do bounce ideas off them. Not so much on the SEO part. My mom's like the very micro niche, but she's like,
okay.
It's for like women's health and stuff like that. So she's booked for like a year and a half. So she doesn't really have a problem with getting clients because she's the only one that does it in our area.
Okay.
But the SEO has really been with Eric. Like, we'd call for an hour, and he just like, all right, this is what's wrong with your Search Console. This is what you do. Your conversion rate's low. Like, that. And it's just like, he gives you all the stuff right there, and I really appreciate that from
Does
Eric.
he have a website, or you want to give him a shout out for helping you and doing it all for free?
It's Auto Detail DMV in Fairfax, Virginia.
Cool.
So, yeah, shout out to Eric.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And you guys just met in a Discord, and he's just like doing it for you.
Yeah, I saw his like free SEO audit, and I'm like, bet. And now he's like, we've been messaging for months, and yeah.
Totally. What else, man? What else? What else are you thinking for your business? What else did you want to talk about on the podcast? What are some things you want to talk about?
Mostly about employees and scaling it. I have one employee which is my buddy down the street who's 12, but he works. He's been there since detail number 1, so he's really educated and he knows what he's doing.
What's his name? Shout out to him.
Jason.
Yep. Shout out to Jason.
Yeah, he does a really good job, but cool. He's happy too because he's making like $100+ a day at 12s, which is really good. And if you just pay them well and motivate them, and I don't know, it's just.
So how do you motivate him? How do you motivate him
to get stuff done? If literally, if we have 2 details in a day, Jason, if you get this done, if we move faster, we make more money. Like, it's that simple.
Got it. Okay.
I give him 50%.
Because are you paying him a percentage? Okay.
Yeah, 25% per detail, and then I give him half of the tips. So yeah, I feel like right now I have a really good thing because we're just doing it on the weekends or maybe a day or 2 after school. But he knows what he's doing. He knows how to talk to customers already at 12, which is really good. It's just some other of my friends want to do it and they're like, I don't need it, and it's just you have to make a good offer. And I have to try to make my offer good so other people that are skilled and talented want to work with me. But I just don't want to get a bunch of random people and have them work for me and deliver a poor quality service, because then reputation goes down, referrals go down, all those things. So down the line, like in a year or 2, it's just going to be figuring out who I want to have for employees, like figuring out how that process of how to get quality employees, stuff like that. I was wondering if you have any suggestions on that, or people.
To be frank with you, that's one of the hardest things that I've always struggled with in my detailing business. And the best thing that worked out for me when I tried to scale, and I only tried to scale as a mobile detailer, which I think I have a shop now, and I think it would be a little bit easier to scale with the shop, though I think you still deal with some of the same issues like you brought up, like dependability of your employees, making sure they're doing the high quality work and you're not having to go back over their work and all that. But the one way that it always worked out for me was kind of doing it how you're doing it, is giving a percentage of the detail, because it keeps them motivated, like you said, of like, hey, if you can get this done faster, you're going to make more money, and then once you have a person that you don't have to tell them what to do next. They know the process of the detail. If they could talk to the customer, keeping that person happy becomes your number one priority. But I think what it comes down to, you mentioned Chicago Auto Pros, and I know Jason, and he's got a multi-location thing going on with his online store. He's got a lot of employees. I was just out there a few months back, and he's got a big organization going, But for him, he always wanted that big shop, multiple employee thing, and he's making it work. He would probably be a better person to talk to about that than me. But I think I would say to just get clear on what you want, as far as, I want a big team, I want a small team, and I think you don't have to know right away, but at least if you have an idea of like, similar to how you always knew you wanted to own your own business and didn't want to work for someone else, if you have that idea of like, hey, I really want to grow this into like a mobile detailing service, because that's like what DJ Patterson had in Oklahoma. If you've heard him on the podcast, he had like a few different mobile detailing trucks with like 6 or 7 employees. So I think it just comes down to what you want, and then you go to YouTube University and take courses, and you learn from people who are doing it really well, like Jason. And pick their brain and figure out how they, how they're doing it and how they keep their employees motivated. I could tell you at least from seeing Jason, he takes care of his employees, and they work in a very, very cool environment, which I think is very helpful.
That's what I want. I don't want it to be like a stressful environment, like go, 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 but more of a relaxed, but like let's get stuff done. We got
totally.
But
and everyone's
got
like a different
friendly.
style.
It's friendly. Yeah, everyone has their own thing.
Exactly.
But that will be down like the line overall. But I think right now I'm like on the bottom first page of Google for my keywords, and I'm still getting like a reliable, steady flow, and that's without backlinks. So as soon as I get some, I don't know, like I've tried reaching out to newspapers and like creating quality content like everyone says, but it's kind of hard to do. So I don't know in the next couple of years if I'll make the big investment and buy some backlinks. But right now, I can't really handle the volume, and I don't really need the money since I'm working. I'm living in my parents' house. So as long as I'm building, like making the website better, the funnel better, getting reviews, which is really the number one thing. If I could have 100 reviews in the next 4 years when I come out of high school, that would be amazing.
How are you getting your reviews now? Are you asking people to just leave you a review, sending them a follow-up text? How are you doing that now?
So when they come over in person, I had this thing called a 10-10, where I'll give them 10% off on their next detail and $10, like $10 cash. I'm like, if you give me a Google review with the picture, this is yours.
You give them the $10 right then.
Yeah. And literally no one's ever not left a review because like they feel dishonest. But I'm still like 12 right now, so it's very low. I just started doing that. I'm probably going to start when I don't have clients or something. I'll probably go put all the stuff in a wagon, which I did at the very beginning, like a basic wash setup, charge like super cheap, like $20-$25. And ask for a review, like say this is a promotion, this is discount for a promotion. If you could do that, that would be great. All tips go to like the wildfires in Hawaii, and something like that, and that would be nice. Door to door is scary, but I think it would be a good way to build reviews and stuff like that.
Have you seen some of those? I think they're window washers or house washers on YouTube that go door to door.
Yeah, my friend's one of those, and he's like, bro, I can help you. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to attack them like that.
You could have him go do it, and then you give him a percentage, right? And that's how he can make his money. And then you show up and do the work, or you pay your other friend another percentage, right?
Yeah.
And then you just make a smaller percentage off that.
He lives in a different city, but he's still giving me some very good tips, which I'm appreciative for. So, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that is so encouraging and so awesome, and so it's so fun to hear it. And what great tips! I mean, handing someone a $10 bill. I don't know if that's like breaks the terms of service. I don't know if it even matters if it does or not, because your conversion rate on that is probably near 100%.
Yeah, and like just making sure they're happy with the service. Recently, I had a detail where, like, you know the door panels where they have, like, the lock and unlock button, and then, like, it's a thin layer of black acrylic on top of it. It's white plastic underneath. When I have the brush and it gets the foam and the crack, I use the toner word, black acrylic goes boom. But I'm like, oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I pointed out. I text them about it. Here's some money. You don't have to pay me, like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then they're still happy. They're not mad. Yeah.
Yeah, communication and being upfront with people. And like I've noticed too, I've had the misfortune of crashing a couple cars in my detailing career, and I've found that through that, like just being honest with people and upfront, like you could do some pretty bad stuff on accident, and at least if you're not trying to cover it up, you know, it goes a long way.
That's the first time that's happened to me. I thought I did it once with the acrylic again on the steering wheel. Like, oh, it's already been there. And I'm like, oh, thank gosh. But
that's never fun when they don't tell you. You know, it's like you think you did it, and then you bring it up, and they're like, no, it's fine. It was like that. And you're like, why didn't you tell me that? I was panicking for like 4 hours.
Exactly. Like, I did it with you know how on the steering wheel they'll have the emblem, and I'll, like, detail brush the emblem, and I'll wipe it off, and I'm like, why is it yellow? Oh no!
Totally.
So you just get like, it's the worst feeling ever. Your like heart drops, and you're like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? I'm like telling my dad, I'm like, I'm ruined. It's all over for me. It all works out in the end. Everyone makes mistakes. You know, you're not gonna have a business and be perfect. So.
And people are pretty forgiving. What is a normal, work week for you look like?
Normal work week is about like 2 to 4 cars. Right now it's been like pretty slow. The SEO has been doing fine. It's just like kind of converting people off that. It's okay. It's okay. You know, you're going to have down weeks. You're going to have up weeks.
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to, like, ask my parents if I want to do something like Instagram or Facebook, and just have someone, like, have it on my computer and, like, post and then leave it. I know, like, essentialism is good, and I don't really need it right now. So I literally could just, on the weekends or days where I don't have details, do that door-to-door thing. Like Oscar says a lot, if you're doing, like, multiple marketing channels, your attention is split in 3 different ways. You're going to make progress in 1, 2, 3. But if you're doing it in one way, then you go, like, here. You go make a lot more progress in that thing instead of having your attention. And then you know what's
working and what's not working.
Yeah, like, I listen to a lot of, like, business owners and marketers podcasts that are not related to detailing as well. I don't know if you know him, but like Alex Hormozy, there's gonna be some days where you're gonna fail. Yeah, let's go.
You have it?
Yeah, I went to the live event. I was.
Oh, you did? All right, cool. Got it. Love it. Yeah, that's rad.
So cool, man. That's so cool. Small room.
Yeah.
Well, not really small event. It was
not really small. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, reading that book and reading his first book too, man. You're gonna be so far ahead of the curve. So far ahead. What do your friends think? Do they think you're crazy? Do they want in? Are you been inspiring them to do their own thing too? Do they not care? Do you not tell them?
I have, like, it's a new school, so I have, like, a couple friends, but, like, they're like, oh, put me on, bruh.
Got it.
I'll work for you $0.01 an hour. And I'm just like, no. And they're kind of like acquaintances, right? I see them often, but, like, I wouldn't really hang out with them a lot. My neighbors down the street, the Eric people in the detailing thing, like, some other friends that I was with in middle school, but they split up. The problem I had within middle school is I didn't know the difference between friends and acquaintances. And now I'm starting to figure that out. And I think that's a very valuable skill.
Definitely. And I think the thing you're going to run into is it seems like your mindset towards work and business and all that is vastly different than most 14-year-olds too. So it might be hard to find circles that fit in and want to talk how you want to talk, and talk about the things that you want to talk about, but that's okay.
Everyone's like talking about like video games and stuff in my school. Like, I can't relate, man.
Like, that's such a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, I play a sport too, and like either like it's like it's disc golf, so it's more of an it's more of an older demographic. So like,
got it.
I'll be playing with people who are 40, having a beer at Friday night and doubles league, and it's just like, those are the people I can relate to. I like everyone's like nice, it's all good, but like I wouldn't like exactly hang out with them. I can't like relate to them very much. That's the problem with this.
Yeah, that's okay though.
Yeah, that's all good.
It's all good. Are your parents stoked for you? Are they like, can't believe it? And do you have any brothers or sisters that are kind of entrepreneurial minded like you?
I have one brother, and he's like all in on the school right now. He's just doing school. He's kind of like how do you say it? Introvert, so he doesn't really talk a lot. But yeah, my parents
watching you right now too?
Probably.
I'm joking.
Got me creeped out.
You looked over to the side, so I was like, oh, I wonder if he's on the other side of his camera or whatever.
I got like a second monitor here, but it doesn't.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Cool, man. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or you want to promote your business, or is there anything you would say to other 14-year-olds or younger people that are just getting started? I don't think this is, me personally, I don't think this is just an age thing. I think that's, incredibly commendable, but the tips and things that you talked about in this episode can be applied to anyone at any age and any stage of their business. And I actually think that there's very few detailers doing those things. But yeah, is there anything else you'd want to talk about or share or encourage or anything like that?
Success is exponential, and it's not going to happen overnight. So you have to wait, and the time when you think, oh, I'm giving up, oh, it's not working, that's right before you're going to blow up. So just keep working. It's going to pay off in the end.
Love that, man. Love that. Walter, you're not only good in detailing, but you're good at doing an interview as well, which is impressive. I hope you start a podcast one day. I think that'd be cool too. Hopefully you could start that YouTube channel that you want to document your journey, because I think it's starting at such a young age and being able to, even if you could document it and not post it for the world to see, I totally understand what your parents are talking about that, but I would encourage you to at least document yourself now and just save the videos so that you can look back on yourself later, because like you talked about, sometimes there's ups and downs to everything, and sometimes in those downs, if you could look back to where you came from, even just you yourself or whatever, that would be super cool too. But I'm excited too, because one of my favorite podcasts to do are to like follow up in a year or two or 3 years or 4 years, and I've never had someone as young as you and be able to follow up with them for as long. So I'm excited to see what that looks like over the next few years, and I'm super excited for you, man. Really am.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. It was a treat.
Yeah, you got it. So if there's nothing else, we'll wrap up this episode. But Walter, thanks again, and it's Oak City Auto Detailing. I will link up his website if you're okay with that, Walter.
Yes.
I'll link up his website so you guys can check it out. That. And hopefully it passes some SEO your way too.
Yes, big fat backlink. 13 years of podcast right there.
That's it.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I really enjoyed it.